Alright. Had to get my own custom-made Superman shirt just for the video. Oh yeah, I got posed for the thumbnail. This is what they do? I'm a fanboy now.
Oh my god. How do they make this more and more epic every time?
Hey everyone, welcome to another video. Welcome to my ranking of all the live-action Superman actors. I was going to do the movies, but I did a tier ranking not so long ago, and the only thing new to add is this new Superman movie, so there's no really point to that. I've done rankings of Superman, but I've never actually did a concrete ranking of all the actors. So I thought I'd do that, because Superman's still a huge topic to talk about right now. Oh my god, is it ever? And I thought I'd talk about the actors and who were my favorites. There's 9 actors who played the role of Superman / Clark Kent in live action forms, no animation, no animated series, no all those animated films. I could do a separate video for those, but honestly, I probably won't. Superman's been existing in live action since the late 1940s, and so many actors have played the role. And for me, a personal favorite to me is someone who plays both Superman and Clark Kent extremely well. So that's how I do my rankings. And this is completely opinion. And I know for the internet, opinions are a very crazy thing to have, and people think you're basically Benito Mussolini if you have the wrong opinion. So calm down, people. Here we go. 9 actors. Let's rank them from least favorite to my favorite. Coming at number 9 is Kirk Alyn for the 1940s Superman movies. He did a collection of movies. These were very B-list Superman films, very corny. They're almost like these like serial cartoons, but in live action. Kirk Alyn is, well, he's not great, but these are just very silly movies. There was little to no effort put into them. I know old school people love these, and they have a huge nostalgia for Kirk Alyn. I have zero nostalgia and could give 2 rats ass about Kirk Alyn, but he did a job, and I didn't think it was very good. I've watched bits in here and there. Haven't dived fully into the Kirk Alyn, and I'm not going to, because from what I've saw, not great. Moving on. Number 8, we got George Reeves. And if we're talking about Ben Affleck, George Reeves, this would be the top 5, because Hollywoodland, has anyone seen Hollywoodland? Hollywoodland is such a great, underrated film with Ben Affleck and Adrian Brody, which is about George Reeves and how he was killed and stuff. That was a really good movie. But we're just talking about George Reeves himself, so him playing Superman in the 50s television show. And I've watched snippets here and there. Not very good. Very silly, very corny. You can understand why Hollywood did not want George Reeves to be a big actor. They actually wanted him to be in the movie From Here to Eternity, but they got Frank Sinatra instead, which was good because Frank Sinatra ended up winning the Oscar for that role, and he was very good in From Here to Eternity. George Reeves, I'm not saying he's not a bad actor, because he's not, but he's not great. Like, his Superman is a lot more fun than Kirk Alyn's, but to me, it's just not Superman. To me. It's just not my thing. I've watched snippets here and there. I've watched a couple episodes. Not my thing. Not my Superman. Hashtag not my Superman. But, hey, some people like him. And that means something, I guess. Number 7, we got Brandon Routh. Brandon Routh from Superman Returns. I've never been a hater of Superman Returns, but I feel like everyone thinks I'm a defender of this godforsaking movie. And I just say it's just not a bad movie, but apparently when we say it's not bad, that means you think it's a masterpiece, and it's the Citizen Kane of Superman films. But it's just a boring movie. But there's amazing ideas. I think Kevin Spacey, can't talk about him, but Kevin Spacey is a very good Lex Luthor. There is amazing action sequences when there is action, and there is some really cool dialogue moments, especially if you watch like the extended edition, the opening with him on Krypton. All that's really great. There's an amazing scene with Marlon Brando. There's a lot of amazing moments in this movie, and even the ending was really good. It's just there's a lot of boring moments. And Brandon Routh is one of the weakest parts of the movie. I think his Superman is pretty good. His Clark Kent is lacking very much. And just his chemistry with Lois Lane is just not there. Kate Bosworth was also a dreadful Lois Lane in the movie. And Brandon Routh, I can tell maybe if he had a better solid script, maybe a better director, it could have been a good performance, but it was just very lacking. And just there's a lot of stiffness in the performance. And I think Brandon Routh is a good actor. I've seen him in like some shows, and I can tell he has talent, but this movie really didn't showcase that talent. But Number 6, Tom Welling for Smallville. So, Tom Welling is the best Clark Kent I've ever seen. Period. So, why is he number 6? Because he's not Superman in Smallville. It's the origin story, and I know that's not a fair thing because Smallville is the origins of Superman. He doesn't become Superman until the final episode. And throughout season 6, he's the red blue blur kind of Superman, but it's not Superman because he doesn't show himself to the public, so we never really get to see that Superman. Even though he does save people throughout the entire series of the show, he does Superman-esque things, but it is Clark Kent's story, and that's why he's the best Clark Kent. It's 10 seasons of Clark Kent, and he is the best Clark Kent I have seen. Tom Welling crushes the role of Clark Kent. And I think he could have been an amazing Superman, but we just didn't get to see his Superman because that's not what the story's about. It's about Clark Kent's story. So that's why he gets 100% on 50. 50% is 100%. You know what I'm talking about? Don't question my mathematics. I know what I'm talking about. Tom Welling is amazing. Just he was never fully Superman. So I can't put him as the best Superman if he never really was Superman. So, kiss my ass. Number 5, Henry Cavill. Henry Cavill is... okay. I'm a fan of Henry Cavill. I think he is a cool guy. I love him as Geralt. I love him in Mission Impossible, mostly because that mustache is sexy as fuck, but he is a cool Superman. He's badass, he's raw, he's just this really dark Superman, which is awesome. His Clark Kent is just awful, though. He is just terrible. It's almost, my complaints with him is very similar to Robert Pattinson with Batman. I thought Robert Pattinson was a really sweet Batman, but his Bruce Wayne was not very good. Henry Cavill, his Clark Kent was barely existent. It was just snippets of him throughout Man of Steel. And his Superman was also lacking a little too, because we don't see him really save a lot of people, and he's always looking miserable as shit. He always looks like he's constipated, or he just saw the death of a puppy. He's just constantly it's not the hopeful Superman that we all know and love. He is cool though. If we're going a badass Superman, Henry Cavill is the most badass Superman. He looks the sickest, he looks cool, he's really, his depiction, the look, is one of the most closest look to a comic book Superman. And again, the shit he does is amazing. So if we're just going off just cool and slick and style, Henry Cavill's your man. But emotionality, hopefulness, and Clark Kent with humanity, it's not really there. So, number 5. Number 4, we're going David Corn Syrup. Corn Syrup is that his last name? Yeah, of course it is. I said it, so that means it's true. So David Corn Syrup is pretty good. Again, I have the same issue with Henry Cavill with Corn Syrup. His Clark Kent is just lacking. He has a more compelling Clark Kent and has some humanity, and he has good moments with Lois Lane. But his Superman's great, though. I'll admit, this is why he's... that's why I give him a step over Henry Cavill. His Superman's way better. This is a very hopeful Superman, a very energetic Superman, maybe a little too humorous of a Superman. I'm so he kind of crossed the line a little bit. Zack Snyder made it too dark, and now James Gunn made him too light. You gotta have that middle ground. But there are some great moments in the movie. He has amazing heroic moments. It's a more humane Superman, but he's also more of a bitch too. Henry Cavill, this is literally the night and day of Henry Cavill's. Henry Cavill's was dark and he was tough. He was badass. He was sick. This one, he's wimpy. He's whiny. he jokes too much, he cries a lot, and he gets his ass kicked constantly. Like, he's more of a bitch, Superman, but he feels more like Superman. I wish he would just had the badassness, the slickness of Henry Cavill with the more of the personality of Corn Syrup and more of the, writing of Christopher Reeve's Superman. they're like, those three together is the perfect Superman. But he's pretty good. I enjoyed him. So, number 3, we go in Dean Cain from Lois and Clark. I was going to say Superman Lois. No, Lois and Clark. This is the 90s television show. And I know that's a hot topic because Dean Cain has been saying opinions on the internet. And that means he's a piece of shit because he expressed his thoughts and opinions and it doesn't go with the consensus of the fans of Superman. So that means Dean Cain's the worst Superman and he should go to jail for life. I think Dean Cain's a great Superman. I love the show. I think it's a really fun, very soap opera-esque comedy superhero show, but I loved it. I watched it during Smallville. Like, it was in the 90s, but I was a kid in the 90s. And as I got into Smallville, my brother showed me the show Lois and Clark. He said it's another Superman show that came out like a decade earlier. So I checked that out while I was watching Smallville, and I loved it. I fell in love with the show. I loved Dean Cain's Superman, and I loved Terry Hatcher as Lois Lane. I thought their chemistry... It's a love story. It's a love show. It's a romance show, and the two of them are so beautiful in that show together. I think she's a great Lois Lane, and I think he's a great Superman and a great Clark Kent. I think his Clark Kent is really good. He's really dorky, but he also has this like slickness to him, and he's a lot more of a tougher, brute Superman, and like, again, he doesn't take no shit from anyone. I love that. There's some great episodes. There's some silly moments. The budget isn't fully there because this is a 90s show, so obviously there's some silliness and soapy elements to it, but I think he's a great Superman. Now we're getting to number 2. Number 2 is Tyler Hoechlin. Hoechlin? Is it? Yeah. Tyler Hoechlin from Superman and Lois. Tyler Hoechlin is close to being number 1. I think he's fantastic. He and my number 1 do the perfect Superman and Clark Kent. Tyler Hoechlin, like, Superman and Lois is like an underrated show, I feel like. No one talks about this show. Even when it was playing, no one was talking about Superman and Lois, which is a shame because it's better than most superhero shows. Any superhero show that's on Disney Plus, it is like a fifth of what Superman and Lois is. Superman and Lois is a Superman show, just a very lower budget Superman show, because you expect a Superman show to have like $100 million budget. No, it's a CW budget. It's really good though. It really shows the life of the love story of Lois and Clark, and then with kids and living the farm life in Smallville, but also dealing with being Superman in the public. And yeah, it does what the Dean Cain thing does, but more darker, more real, and just more humanity to it, and less of the soapy cheesiness. That's why I love Tyler Hoechlin. He's just Dean Cain's Superman, just better, more fleshed out, and more humane. And I think that's what makes him one of the great Supermans. So if you've never watched the show, it's legit great, so check it out. But number 1 will always be number 1, and no one can ever beat Mr. Christopher Reeve. Rest in peace, Mr. Christopher Reeve. He is the best. He's the king of the castle, and they're all the dirty rascals. Christopher Reeve, even when he does a dog shit movie like Superman 4, Quest for Shit, or Superman 3, the Richard Pryor movie, he's still great. He will always be the one and only true Superman, the Man of Steel himself. His Clark Kent is perfect. His Superman is perfect. His performance is perfect. Even now that he's passed away, everyone says he is Superman. Like, he did all these roles after the role of Superman, and as good as the roles were, everyone will always know him to be Superman. I feel like that's like with Hugh Jackman for Wolverine, and Robert Downey Jr. with Iron Man. There's just certain roles people will always be remembered for. And that's Christopher Reeve. And you can never take that away because he just played the role and embodied the role of Superman 100% perfection. So, yeah, Christopher Reeve for the win. There we go. That's my ranking of the live-action Superman actors, in my opinion. So let me know in the comments below. What is your ranking of all the actors who played the Man of Steel? Comment below. Let me know. As always, if you like this video, please subscribe to this channel and join the dark side.